This is a collaborative team approach, right? It's more than just putting in implants or metal devices to hold a fixed denture. It's a whole science behind how to get the teeth in the right position to support the lip, how to get the teeth in the right position so you can speak better. Most patients don't understand that when you speak, majority of the time the tongue hits the back of the teeth or hits the top of the mouth to make sounds. So there's another approach to making sure that we can not only give you teeth to chew with, we can also give you teeth that you can function with. It's not, hey, Dr. McElveen, come in, put some implants in, give me some teeth. That's not how it works, right? You go through a process of examinations by myself, examinations about what we call the restorative dentistry team, right? There's a lot of measurements that are being taken so we can make sure that we're giving you something that's not only going to last, but it's going to be functional. We want to make sure that you can smile. We want to make sure that you can chew. We want to make sure that you can speak. And all of that is going to equate to happiness, all right, and a better quality of life. So once I'm done, there's another team that the patient has already met, all right, and familiar with that comes in and they start the process of converting what I've done and connecting other parts to that, those implants, so they can walk out there with a smile.
And then now I think that day they're walking out with temporaries.
They are actually walking out with teeth that they can chew with and talk with. We're going to treat you. It's going to be a two-step process. The first step is you leave the office, you're happy, you're smiling, you got what you want. And then in 4 months, after we've gotten a lot of information from you, taken enough x-rays to make sure that we can give you the permanent set that's going to blow your mind in 4 months. Most patients take one set of happiness and then 4 months later, they're just ecstatic. They just they can't believe it. So we take our time.
It's worth it. I mean, most of these people have compromised lives for years when they've come to you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So on that point, what are my limitations with that first set? What can I eat? What should I stay away from?
Soups, mashed potatoes. I tell patients nothing harder than the consistency of eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
For the first 4 to 6 months?
3.5 months.
3.5 months, okay.
Yeah. So nothing harder than the consistency of eggs. So I don't want you going out biting on a steak, right? Because those implants have to heal.
And if the person it would be agitating and making that healing process more difficult?
It can delay the process, right? And we emphasize that during the preoperative evaluation. Hey, you invested in yourself, right? And so because you're going to invest your time and your resources into yourself, I want you to just follow the instructions. The instructions are nothing harder than eggs. You can eat whatever you want as long as it's not harder than eggs. And if you can follow that, we will make sure in 4 months we can get you what you need.
Now that person who's going through that healing process, without getting too clinical, tell me what's happening. You've put implants up in there. What are they affixed to? How are they stable?
The implants are stabilized based on connecting all four. We call it an all-on-4, right? It's kind of like sitting on a chair with 3 legs versus sitting on a chair with 4 legs. There's much more stability there, right? Sure. So the bone and the implants, they have a certain way where the implants grip the bone to provide some stability. And during that initial stage, the bone naturally fuses with the implants over time to significantly lock it in place, right? I
see.
So the implants are connected to a component that's connected to teeth. And all of these components are pretty much hidden. You don't see, the only thing you see is the teeth, right? So that's the way it's connected. It's a certain science behind how these things are able to support this entire set of teeth without causing failure. And that's one of the reasons why we have patients wait, because that's the literature that's handed down by the implant companies themselves. So these implants are, it's a science that it's an unexplained science, if that makes sense.
It does. So are the implants going into places where my teeth were?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Right? Again, it goes back to the complexity of the case.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if we put the implants in based on radiographs and where we can actually, implants could be placed to support this prosthetic device, your teeth. So yes, sometimes it's where the actual natural teeth are. Sometimes it's where the teeth were at some point in time, they were lost. Sometimes they're in completely different areas inside the jawbone, but we do that in a way where it can actually support the teeth.